Hey guys, so decided to wear a mask at the start of this video on principle, for principle's sake. Um, Gosh, so I got out today. It's a little bit chilly, but it's a just nice spring day, and I can't help but be kind of I don't know, kind of disappointed in people and just the way that they're dealing with coronavirus in general. I'm in this is Baltimore, Maryland, a park in Baltimore, Maryland, and even just walking, you hear everybody voicing their expertise on the pandemic, and I guess I can't really be upset. Like, obviously, there's a lot of ignorance. It just bothers me that the most ignorant people are always the most vocal people. Like, why is that? Why is it that the most misguided people are always the loudest? I don't know. Anyway, I'd say probably about 15 to 20% of people have masks on. The rest don't. I'm hearing people talk about how everyone's going to get it anyway. It's just a matter of how your body deals with it. We don't need to be wearing masks. These are literally things that I've heard. Where I heard that was actually at, there's like a little outcropping. I don't know what you call them, but a little workout station in the park. And there was, I'd say, 7, 8 guys all huddled around each other without masks, working out. So that's where I heard that information, that little tidbit of we're all going to get it anyway. So just a word of advice to people: please understand that this is not just about if you get it. This is about who else you give it to, and this is about the medical system and the amount of people that it's designed to handle. If we're all spreading the disease and we all get it in short order, then the hospitals will be overwhelmed and they're not going to be able to save the people that they normally would be able to save. That's what happened in New York. That's what happened in Italy. That's what happened in Wuhan. It's what happens in every place where the pandemic gets terrible. It's not so much that the disease is killing everyone, 10% of people. It's not. The disease is killing less than 1% of people. But it is killing 10% when the hospitals can't manage intensive care for everyone that they need to. So please just be careful. Anyway, that's a whole side note. Trust I will put this back on if anybody gets close. But yeah, so I just I guess I wanted to do a video. I wanted to talk a little bit about my last video because I talked about sitting with negative thoughts, and the last couple days haven't been super easy for me. So I've had to practice what I preached. I've had to acknowledge the negativity, not run from it, and I've tried not to fixate on it, but obviously it's easier said than done. It's something that I've been doing. So on that note, I want to kind of shift gears and talk about something that's interesting to me. I was having a conversation with my friend about something that she had a hunch about. She said, I have a hunch. I don't have any scientific evidence to prove this, but trust me, I have a feeling. I'm really good with my feelings. Like, I know I can trust my feelings. And she went into this long explanation trying to talk to me, and as if she had to convince me to trust her feelings, convince me to trust her feelings. And like I told her, for reference, she's an ENFJ. I'm an INFJ. So she's an extroverted, intuitive feeling judger, and I'm an introverted, intuitive feeling judger. So close, right? We both have introverted intuition and extroverted feeling. So anyway, I told her, I understand. You don't have to explain it to me. It doesn't mean that I'm always going to buy into what your intuition is telling you. But we don't have to explain to me the way that you came about your information. Oh, there's a little squirrel. Corona squirrel, how cute. But he's getting kind of close. I don't know about these Baltimore Squirrels, guys. Guys, do you know of any incidents with Baltimore Squirrels attacking people? Anyway, what was I saying? So intuition, yeah. So I think intuition is defined as coming to an insight or an observation or a conclusion without the use of any conscious thought. Like, so basically, people say it's my gut or I had this feeling. And to people that aren't intuitive, that seems ridiculous. It seems like a cop-out to not listen to facts. But the truth is, and it can be a cop-out, like, don't get me wrong, a lot of people use it as a cop-out. But it is true that our minds can come to conclusions without our conscious use of facts. So what I'm about to say, I have not done thorough research on this. So just bear that in mind. I always like to give that disclaimer, but this is what I've come to understand and believe about intuition, is that intuition is the detection of patterns that our subconscious mind, meaning our mind that we're not immediately controlling, patterns that our subconscious mind has deciphered and fed to our conscious mind, and then it comes to us in the form of insight or an epiphany or a feeling. Some of our minds are better at pattern detection and are better at putting together different subconscious clues than others. And an example I like to use is a crazy example. It's a penny or any type of coin, right? In the United States, every coin has a date on it. It's really small. So we pick up coins maybe every day, every week. And we don't pay attention to the date on the coin. But we feel it with our hands. And so technically, if you are highly trained, you, just like for people that read Braille, you'd be able to feel the coin and you'd be able to say, I feel the date. This is 1998. You know, this is a coin was made in 1998. So that's possible to do that if you're an expert. If you're not an expert, your mind can feel the coin, but your conscious mind isn't putting together the information that it needs to understand the date on the coin. So you feel the same texture, the same contours, your mind just doesn't put together the answer to the question, what is the date? So that's how I like to explain intuition. Intuition is putting together the contours on the coin for you. It's telling you this coin is made in 1998 without you having to consciously do that yourself. And in that same way, there are times where we can tap into that intuitive answer, and then there are times when we don't. So technically, hypothetically, if you were to be able to put someone in a deep hypnosis, and you were to have them in a lab and you put them in a deep, deep hypnosis, and you taught them to understand the reading of coins, the contour of coins, by touch, you could pull, theoretically, obviously there are scientific limitations to this, but theoretically, you could pull from their mind a coin that they touched earlier in the day, and they'd be able to tell you, wow, that coin was 1998. I remember, part of my mind, the feeling, the touch of that coin is still stored somewhere in my mind, even though it's not conscious anymore. I can go back, grab that memory, and then now I have information to put together, and I can tell you that coin was made in 1998. So, in that way, I compare that to intuition, in the sense that super intuitive types are picking up sensory information all the time. I have extroverted sensing, as does my ENFJ friend who I talk to, which means we cast a net on the world, and that's where we get our information, right? So I'm getting it from the things around me. Now, like, even if I'm not consciously recognizing it, my mind's gathering the information. So I might see, I might be at a farmer's market. I might see like the different fruits. I might notice people avoiding a certain fruit, right? I might notice that people are avoiding a certain fruit. I might be there with my friends and I might notice a certain friend that's avoiding a certain fruit, that's not eating a certain fruit. I might go to the farmer's market week after week. I might see that same friend avoiding that same fruit, but never consciously realize what I'm seeing. Later, I might be in like a meditative spell, and I might come to the conclusion when I'm thinking about maybe gifting my friend something or preparing a meal for my friend. I might say, I don't really want to give her strawberries. I have a feeling she might be allergic to strawberries. It's just a gut feeling. And that feeling isn't invalid. It's because I subconsciously picked up her actions in the past. I put together context clues, and for some people it goes really, really deep. They pick up clues, facial nuances, things like that, and they can put those together, and then they understand the world in a way where people don't get it. Like, how did they know this? Are they psychic? That's intuition. And that's why people with heavy intuition sometimes come across as clairvoyant or psychic or mystical or magical, when the truth is we're just picking up patterns. And there's certain things we're terrible at. For myself, I am the king of misplacing things. So like, most likely I would have forgot that mask if I hadn't just said that. I misplace my car keys all the time. I literally put my sunglasses, that's a goose, he's saying hi. I literally put my sunglasses in the refrigerator and lost them for many days until I went to get my food and my sunglasses were in the Tupperware. Like, this is a common thing for me. So it's not a bragging thing where I'm saying that intuitives are superior. I'm just saying that that is what we do. That's how we gather information. Just like other people may be much more adept at living in the here and now and sensing the things around them and not being as forgetful as I am. So anyway, these are my Sunday thoughts. Also want to wish everybody just a super happy Mother's Day. Hopefully we all showed our moms some love if our moms are around. And I also want to give a shout out to people whose moms haven't been there for them the way that they're supposed to, who run into Mother's Day and run into everyone talking about loving their parents and their moms and feel left out. I get it. And you're not obligated to join in on the praise if that doesn't match your life. But this is a day to appreciate the mothers that were there, to appreciate the ones that created us, to be thankful for that creation, and to be thankful for whatever they gave us. They're not perfect, as we aren't either. So, yeah, I'll leave you with that. And again, I really appreciate you guys. Show me some love, like the video if you liked it. If you hated it, do not like the video. Don't give me false praise, guys. Don't do it. Okay, this guy wants to be on video. Can you see him? He's awfully close. All right. Baltimore Squirrel says bye, and if you don't see me again, you know what happened. You can't trust Baltimore Squirrels.